In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at a 39-inch Insignia. This is another TV pulled off of the recycling pile. Now this one is a little bit older and it's only a 1080p and it's only a 39-inch, but this would probably make a good bedroom TV for somebody, or maybe a good TV for a kid's playroom or something like that. But anyways, it's plugged in right now. We have a standby light. We got the red light on, but I'm getting no responses. Go to the power button or like the input button, menu button, nothing seems to turn it on. It's just stuck in standby. So at this point in time, I'm going to assume it's not an LED problem. If it had failed LEDs, it would still try to turn on, but this TV is not even trying to turn on. Power supply is probably okay. I mean, we obviously have a good standby voltage for it to turn on this light. It could have a higher voltage problem, but at this point in time, I'm going to assume it's a mainboard issue. So I'm going to flip this thing around and get the back cover off. So here's our power supply. Here's our mainboard. I'm going to check the standby voltage. It's labeled as 5.2. They were nice enough to include the pinout on both the power supply and the mainboard. Alright, so this should be our standby 5.2, and it is. So that is fine. Now these other power rails, it does have a 12 and a 24, but I don't think those are going to be on. No, the 12 volt is on. Let's see if the 24 volt is on. And 24 volt is on too. I wonder if, here's the on-off signal. So this would be 3.3 or possibly 5. If it was getting signal from the main board to turn on. Actually, no, power on is pin 4. So this is the power on. That's strange. So it is being told to turn on. Maybe I should check for an image. So here I'm going to plug it in. Check for an image with my flashlight. But I'm not seeing any logos pop up. I'll play with the menu buttons here. Still, it's just stuck on a red standby light. I'm not getting any screen activity. So I'm still thinking mainboard issues. Possibly EEPROM. Let's see if I can find one. Well, things just got interesting. While I was poking about to see which one of these would be the EEPROM, I found another 8-pin chip with a hole blown in it. Now this is tied right into an inductor, so we're looking at a buck converter driver chip here. So this might actually be savable. The buck converter chip part number is an APW7323, and here we can see the inductor that it's driving to make its power. I'm going to go ahead and pull this chip. It's probably shorted, being that it has a hole in it, and make some assumptions as far as what voltage it might be trying to make. But I'll run it off the bench power supply. I'll start low and see if we can get this this main board to turn on. Okay, so here's my jumper for that buck converter was running. I'm going to plug in AC, and I have my bench power supply set to 1 volt or 1.1. That's where we're going to start. And we're going to see if anything changes, see if we can get any life out of this thing. Plug in the AC and give it 1 volt. Hit some buttons here. Oh, it's flashing. I wonder if that means it's not happy. So I tried replacing the buck chip with a good one, but still no luck. So there must be something more wrong with that board than just that chip. But a new main board was only $23, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting in a whole new main board. Now it looks like that buck converter chip is what powers the CPU, the main microprocessor. I pulled off the heat. Well, it's not even a heatsink shield; it's just an RF shield. And I was able to trace the this buck to the main processor, so maybe there's an issue with that. All right, I'll give this thing a try. Hey, I see backlight. That's a good sign. This thing's turning on. So now it's back together. So about $25 later, we went from the dumpster back to a working TV again. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.